Go there. Sorry about that, guys. Here, we'll just get a little bit of this going here.
We hope you enjoyed the intermission.
Give you a chance to potty, get a little popcorn.
Yeah.
All right. Check. There we go. All right, enough of that. All right, sorry about that, guys. So we were running on. You don't want to know. Nobody cares. You just want to hear us talk about the Raiders. So we had to run a hardwire to this thing, and we'll get that figured out. We hadn't had the hardwire on the Ethernet cable ran here in the fan cave. So, anyways, Storm says, "Did I miss something?" No, we were just talking about what about we were talking about the speech that Josh McDaniels gave in the locker room. And so, so I had my doubts about his leadership, and I had my doubts around, how. Thank you, whoever is texting us to let us know that we're off the air. We're good. We know. I thought like he was starting to maybe lose the locker room a little bit. Ultimately, though, I don't think that's the case, and hopefully this audio bite isn't blown out here. But let's check in with listen, this guy is quickly becoming the de facto leader of the Raiders. We're calling him the Condor, and he's the closer, man. Mm-hmm. He's the guy that's freaking making it happen for us on defense. So let's check in with Max Crosby and hear what he has to say about Josh McDaniels.
How has Josh McDaniels kind of grown in this second season? Do you see kind of a different side of him? Is he more comfortable in his role as head coach? And do you feel like things are turning in the Raiders' direction the way you guys wanted to right now?
Yeah, I think Coach McDaniels has done an awesome job. Obviously, like you said, you can read all the headlines and the negativity and things like that. When you're losing, that's what comes with it. So, when you win football games, people start talking about the positive. So Coach McDaniels is with us every single day. He's consistent, and that's all you can ask for in a head coach. Every single day is the same guy. He's super hard on us, but we know what we want, and we know what we're trying to, what brand of football we're trying to play. And I feel like we're getting closer and closer to that every single week. So, yeah, I think Coach McDaniels has done a hell of a job, and, guys love him. And he's the same guy every day. And that's, I could say it a million times, but it's really, rare, to have a head coach who's also calling the plays, but on top of it, he knows everything on the defense. He's like a brilliant dude. So, I got a ton of respect for him. We have a great relationship, and, we just got to keep it rolling. We got Chicago Sunday, so we got to get another one.
Massive win over his old team, the Patriots. Obviously, a lot of old Patriots on the Raiders right now. That had to feel great for him and the whole squad. And the reason why it ended, this pest.
Yep.
Right here, off the edge, throw down. Hi. Give me that. Get out of here. Everybody. Yeah, that is the vanilla gorilla walk immediately afterwards, which I respect so much.
Oh my gosh, I love that, man. That was one of my favorite sound bites. I loved it so much I put it on our soundboard.
Give me that. Get out of here. Everybody.
I love that.
Man,
yeah.
That's some Raidery shit there from Pat McAfee. But so this idea that like we've talked a lot about the Raiders needing closers, over the years, since Khalil Mack left on defense. And we've needed, Josh Jacobs has proved to be a closer for us on offense. The way that Max Crosby is now embodying his leadership about, with the Raiders, obviously his play speaks for itself. But very curious in there, the comments that he made about McDaniels. Like, that's a pretty, loud endorsement of Josh McDaniels as a head coach. Now, we did the post-game show, and Mosh and I were kind of going toe-to-toe on McDaniels. And I'm still in the camp that this could all blow up on them real quick, depending on how they perform against these, better teams in the league. That said, I'm going to trust Max Crosby's opinion a hell of a lot more than mine. And if he says that Josh McDaniels is doing a great job and he's brilliant and the guys are bought in and all that stuff, then okay, then I was wrong and willing to voice that and hold my hand up and say, okay, I thought wrong. Now, is that going to change? If you start dropping games to really good football teams, what happens to that goodwill? And that's where I was talking earlier about that like trepidation that I have a little bit about what's going on with this football team. So we'll see. We'll see what this thing looks like when it plays out. But I'm glad to hear that Max is bought in. Like again, you can't have a more ringing endorsement, Michelle, of the head coach. So we shouldn't doubt it, right?
Well, okay, so yeah, I guess that could go a couple ways. We don't know McDaniels like they do. So maybe they see something we cannot see. But also, I mean, one, it was after a win, so everyone was pumped. But, like, what do you say when you don't believe in your coach? Like, you're not going to say that. You're going to continue to give ringing endorsements until he's not the coach anymore. And then down the road, you're going to say, well, he really never had the locker. Like, what are you going to say right now that's not going to be in support of your teammates and your coaches and your front office and your owner and all of those things? The real truth, I think, always comes out down the road when you're no longer on the team or when you're,
sure.
when they're no longer the coach. So I don't know. What else would he say but to support his coach?
Sure.
Because they all want to win, so I don't know.
Did he have to go? But that was a little more, to me, it was a little more glowing than what he had to.
Yeah, maybe so. Like you just said, though, he's the de facto leader of this entire team.
That's what I'm saying, man. The team goes as Max goes right now.
Well, and maybe he's trying to convince everybody.
Well, and that's kind of,
and
and maybe he believes that. Maybe he and McDaniels are vibing. Maybe they're getting along. Obviously, I don't know why Josh McDaniels wouldn't vibe with a guy like Max Crosby. And so so they're kind of doing their thing, but you also see on the other end, kind of like what you said to me earlier, which I didn't realize, that Devonte didn't even shower. He bounced from the facility and wasn't available for press or anything like that.
Way unlike him.
Like that's
very
super unlike him. So like that makes me nervous. But Max Crosby, I'm wearing 98 on my chest tonight. Like, I got to take him at his word, until I'm proven wrong. We can think whatever we want to think, and we're fans. We're going to be super critical and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, folks like Max Crosby, folks like Josh McDaniels, folks like the other 53 men that are on this roster, it's all about wins. They just want to win. Right. It doesn't matter how ugly, how beautiful, any of that stuff. They just want to win football games, right?
Yeah. Absolutely. That's what it comes down to, man. You just got to win the game. And beat the team that's in front of you. And this week it was the Patriots. So anyways, it's going to be interesting. And of course we got the Bears next week. Now this is a pretty fun little segment here. So again, same show. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention earlier. This is on the Pat McAfee show. They are interviewing him and AJ Hawk are interviewing Max Crosby. And they asked him about what it's like playing with Bob Spillane, with old Mickey Spillane. And this is pretty funny.
So I feel like you and Spillane there in the middle are like the modern day Bash brothers. When you look at your squad, I saw you talking about how much fun you guys have. You're always out there before practice, throwing the ball around, just having a great time. What's it like playing with that guy? Obviously, I'm sure he probably had some friendly fire where he's hit you in the back accidentally because that guy's an absolute missile wherever he goes. But what's it like playing with him?
He's right here, just all trapped.
His neck, bro. We had him on one time, and it's just, I've never seen anything like it, dude. I've never seen it.
From here. It's unbelievable. But yeah, no, Spillane he's my guy. When he came in this offseason and signed with us, he immediately comes in. He's like, bro, I want to work out with you. And we're on the field running sprints, doing our thing together. And I was like, I could play with this dude. So yeah, he's come in and he's a tone setter. Every single day he's out there on the field throwing the ball around before practice like he's a kid. And like that's the type of energy you want in the building, especially in the NFL. It's every single day. It's hours and hours of hard work. And when you have guys that are just out there having fun and enjoying playing the game, like that's what you want. So he's an absolute legend. I love Robert Spillane. The dude played at Western Michigan. We were playing against each other in college. So it's crazy. Obviously both of us Matt guys in the NFL starting. So it's
shout out Group of Five.
Definitely a blessing.
Yeah.
He's got the C on his chest too. Like, he was getting 1 year like tryout contracts pretty much with the Steelers the last couple of years and made some big time plays, but it wasn't like he was the guy. And then we see him on Monday night. Dude's got a C on his chest. What's up, dude? How we doing? That was not, I don't know who that was, but I know that wasn't Bobby Spillane.
Somebody walked through the background there.
That's Big JT, Jerry Tillery, baby.
Hey, what's up, Big JT? What's up, Big JT? Where are we in the building right now?
I'm in the D-line room right now, so we got, people going in and out.
Most entertaining room in any football building on earth is the D-line room. If you get a chance to go in and just drop an ear into a room, you go right to the D-line room. Who knows what the conversation is going to be, but it is going to be electrifying.
All right, there we go. So good stuff. So again, a ringing endorsement there out of Max Crosby for one Mickey Bob Spillane. I like Bob the Missile is what his new nickname is. I love that. Talking about how he shoots in there and almost came up with an interception there too in that game, which was huge. So good stuff out of the defense, man. Like can't again go to when it comes to the players. There's nothing to be critical. Well, I don't want to say there's nothing to be critical about, but it's hard to be critical. Like you see them laying it all out there. They're really gutting it out for this Raiders football team. And so as a fan, you can't ask for anything more. Wins and losses are going to come, but they're bought in, they're playing hard. And it's going to take a continued improvement by that defensive side of the ball when we start getting into these other games. So hey, somebody shout out the chat room. Jeff, shout out the chat room and what are they talking about in there? How's everybody vibing with the defense?
Absolutely. Our buddy T Hum's in there. Salvo Zen is in there. Brute Warrior, Raider Craig, Stacy Ruff, Napoleon Allen, Corey Fleck, Chuck Raiders in there. Paul is in there. Cool Kev's in there. Let's see here.
Jay Jackson is in there.
Yeah, Jay Jackson, Storm, all those good folks. Who
DJ Lenny Danger,
Wendy.
Paul Edgerton, Wendy's in there.
Wendy's in there. Yep. Raider Craig says, is Devonte really about winning? That behavior after a win is questionable.
I don't know. I feel like he's human, and you could already tell he was really irritated. I mean, you're sitting on the sideline, you got the towel over your head. He's probably questioning like why he keeps getting put in situations to get his shit rocked. Like, I mean, you got
that was a nasty hit. Thank God he was okay.
I hate seeing those. Yeah, and so I don't know. I mean, you got to give guys a pass sometimes to just have one of those days where they'll let other people do the talking and let me have a moment.
Yeah,
like you can't expect them to be on all the time. That's just, I don't know.
That's fair. That's fair. All right, Swag Jeff, you got any final thoughts? Otherwise, let's hit a break and then hear from Baldy.
You're listening to The Violator, and I'm live on Raider Fan Radio. Where you at, baby?
So shout out DJ Lenny Danger in there. Says, did you guys see today's presser with Devonte Jackson? No, I did not.
I didn't either.
No, I did not. We were doing nothing but show prep here, getting ready for the show. So somebody in the chat room there, shout us out and let us know what he had to say. Because I think that, again, you get away, take the emotion out, get a few days away from it. A lot of times we have different thoughts and feelings about things, and I am curious to know what Devonte had to say. Paul says, I think Tay left because if he knew he spoke to the press, he'd have something he couldn't come back from.
Yeah.
You know what?
Sometimes, it's better to just remove yourself from the situation.
Be silent.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. So much respect for him, and that shows a lot of maturity on his point or his part as well. All right, so let's one of our favorite things is to cover Baldy's breakdowns. And especially when Baldy's talking about Max Crosby. This is the guy that nicknamed him the Condor.
Yep.
For crying out loud. And so this is a very Max Crosby themed segment here as we're talking about the game. But really, I mean, dude's taken over. And I'll read you a couple of things here before we get into what he's actually doing. Actually, I'm gonna tell you a few things about what a lot of the players are doing right now, because there's some pretty encouraging things going on within Raider Nation. But the pressure leaders, you look at Max Crosby, in the entirety of the NFL, he leads in pressures with 38. The other defensive player of the year candidate, one Micah Parsons, has got 37. Aiden Hutchinson with 36. Then Bryce Huff with 33. Chase Young with 31. Aaron Donald with 30. Nick Bosa and Jadeveon Clowney with 29. So doing some pretty amazing stuff up there, man. Like literally the best in the league when it comes to pressures. Since the start of last season, there's been 9 games when a defensive lineman played every defensive snap. Max Crosby has done it 7 times. Next up, Aaron Donald. Any guesses on how many? Once again, for those of you that are listening, since the start of last season, there have been 9 games when a defensive lineman played every defensive snap. Max Crosby does it 7 times. Any guesses on who else might be on the list? I'll tell you what. I'll give you who's on the list, and you tell me how many times you think they've done it. Aaron Donald and Greg Gaines.
Who?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who the hell is Greg
hell is
Gaines?
that?
Max Crosby's done this 7 times.
Okay. Aaron Donald's done it 3 times.
He's done it once.
Oh, okay.
Damn.
Same thing with Greg Gaines.
1.
Wow.
1.
Wow.
Max Crosby's doing unprecedented things when it comes to playing. And there was a comment out there that said, "Oh yeah, but he's only playing in 17 games because the Raiders aren't going to the playoffs." First off,
Yep.
But like that idea that like dude is relentless. I don't care. Give him 20 games. He'll still do the same shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, and McDaniels talked about that in his presser a couple days after the game. He was talking about that. Someone said, hey, is that okay? Max playing so much. I mean, do you tell him he needs to do that? Whatever. And, he said, no, that dude's just got an unreal motor. Like he's 1,000,000% every single play. And he goes, and that's frankly why you see him on the limited list on Tuesdays and Wednesdays and Thursdays or whatever. Yeah. Because we're trying to save his energy for Sundays. So, I mean, if that's what they're going to do, deal.
Yeah. Think about his first play and that last play. Same motor.
Yeah.
Good call out. Why not let him go and then, let him rest on those couple days. But just talk about setting a bar. Man,
totally.
That's infectious.
Talk
man.
about setting a
Absolutely.
bar. Yeah.
Speaking of bars, let Max have his freaking face mask.
Oh my,
dude!
He's got the triangle for his sobriety, which matches his tattoo that's on his neck.
Not the Illuminati Chandler Jones.
Oh, that's so stupid. No, it's a symbol for his sobriety.
Yes,
and he's on Monday Night Football with his face in the camera and the whole world watching, and then freaking Goodell and his stupid extension to 2027 says you can't have your face mask anymore. Come on, man. I get it. I remember Justin Tuck had them crazy old face masks and all that kind of stuff. And I get it. They don't want him to have these really wild ass face masks, but that's pretty legit, man. That's not an attention getter. That's I don't know, man.
Repping something that's near and dear to him.
Yeah.
And it's not
others.
And
others, a lot of
people.
people.
And it wasn't some crazy obnoxious design. It was fine.
That's just a power trip.
It's stupid.
That's what that is.
It's so stupid.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go to the offensive side of the ball. Shout out my guy on Twitter. It's at Oak L Raiders 1976. So at Oak L Raiders 1976. He's Raider history is what is the.
Oh, okay.
Dude is awesome. I don't know who he is in real life that runs that account. But he does an amazing job with this Twitter account and tweets out some fantastic Raiders, historical facts and figures, and also too how modern day players are fitting into Raider history. And so my guy had this to say this week. This is pretty cool. Josh Jacobs this Sunday could make Raiders history. He needs only 52 rushing yards to move into 3rd place on the all-time rushing list for the Raiders. He needs 3,494 yards to pass Marcus Allen. If Josh Jacobs is a Raider for 3 more seasons, he could pass Marcus.
Wow.
He needs only 856 to pass Mark Van Egan, which I think he might have a shot at it this year.
Sure.
So we look at, as of right now today, he is 4th on the list behind Marcus, Mark Van Egan, and Clem Daniels is number 3. Josh Jacobs has a shot to, even if he doesn't come back for us next year, to be on the list of the all-time greatest Raiders rushers, and we've had some amazing ones.
Sure.
You're talking about a list with Marcus, Van Egan, Clem Daniels, himself, Napoleon Kaufman, Marv Hubbard, Darren McFadden, Pete Banaszak, who we know, if you needed a yard, Jeff, he'd what?
Well, he'll get you a yard.
If you needed 3 yards, he would.
Well, he'll get you a yard.
Damn right. Tyrone Wheatley, Clarence Davis, Justin Fargas, and then Charlie Smith rounds out your top 12. But, man, pretty impressive stuff there.
Is Charlie Garner not on that list?
No.
Oh, wow.
A lot of his yards came from the air.
Oh,
If you talk about total yards, and I don't know, somebody in the chat room pick us up there. I don't know if anybody knows this or can grab it and then send it up to us. Josh Jacobs is catching the ball a lot.
Yeah.
He leads all running backs in receiving yards this year.
There you go. So in terms of all-purpose yards, I'd be curious to where he stacks up in Raider history on all-purpose yards. So I'd love to see. I mean, guys like Timmy Brown like that, they're going to be way ahead. But I'm curious to where he would be. on that list. All right, so the last thing I got for you, too, again, coming from our buddy Raider History, who's Oak L Raiders 1976. With tonight's win, talking about this one against the who do we play? Patriots.
Yeah.
Raiders have reached 500 total franchise wins.
Oh, yeah.
So they became the 10th team since 1960 to reach 500 wins in the regular season. Since 1960, the Raiders' 520 winning percentage ranks 11th in the NFL with a minimum of 500 games played. Now, that's the good news. But you know how it is in Raider Nation. There's two sides to the coin. The downside is that the Raiders' 300th win came in 1993. Oh. That means we've won 200 games in 30 years. Oh. That's an average of 6.7 wins per season. As he says, that's bad.
Way to bring the party down.
Wow.
Yikes.
Oh, listen, that's bad. That's really bad.
It's not good.
Come on, Raiders.
It's been a rough.
We're running out of time. My life is running out of lifespan.
It's been a rough 30 years.
The amount of times I quote that it's significant.
Oh, yeah.
It's been a rough 30 years, Raider Nation. I love Paul's in there just like, you know, it's so funny. Like, I don't do this stuff on purpose. I don't ever go into a show going like, all right, let me see how I can bum us all out.
Yeah, make everybody feel bad.
Yeah, it's like, there's so many, but there's been numerous times where there have been like, when we did, who had the bright idea of doing a Tuck Rule show?
Oh, dude.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, this will be fun. We'll go relive a significant moment in Raider history in our Tales from the Nation show.
And we never did another Tales from the
And
Nation.
we haven't done one since. Because about 10 minutes in, everybody is like,
what are we doing?
What are we doing? You guys are bumming us out. Yeah. Well, so anyways, I don't mean to bum anybody out, but you know.
Well, you did.
I'm sorry. All right. Well, let's you know what ever bums us out? Forget the Baldy's breakdown on Max. Let's get the freaking Raider Nation.
Yeah.
More of you and less of us is a good thing. Let's jump into the Sea of Fans mailbag.
Let's do it.
There he is, fading, looking. He's under the gun. He's tied, he throws. It is.
Paul says that was the first time I was in the chat. Good memories.
Oh, wow.
Paul is in there. We appreciate you, Paul, so very, very much. Charles Washington says, when you speak facts, you have to speak truth. That's it, man.
That's it.
It's our truth. We got to own it. We got to own it, even though we don't like it. DJ Lenny Danger says, I'm slacking. I haven't sent an email in 2 weeks. Yeah, DJ Lenny Danger.
Get the hell, bro.
Pull it together.
Also in there is Stacy Ruff, Hooligan Nation. The good stuff is in there. T3 Sports Guy. That's our buddy T-Hom. Chef B. Raider Craig. Salvo is in there.
Jay Jackson. Jimmy Zebach.
Oh, awesome, man. Napoleon Allen is in there. We appreciate you all. Chuck Raider is in there. Corey Fleck is in there. Jesus Soria is in there. You said Jimmy Zebach. Man, we appreciate you all. Just Wendy is in there. Appreciate you very, very much for joining us live tonight. I know we lost a lot of folks when our thing died out there.
That's okay.
So we appreciate
the real ones back.
There we go. We appreciate all of those of you that are hanging in with us. Jason Six is in there. Tony Shefford is in there. We appreciate you all very, very much. And of course, our good friend Paul is in there, who we're going to hear from in a minute. Because as we say, more of you and less of us is a good thing. And we'd love to hear from you, Raider Nation. This show is best when it's conversational. And so we want to hear from you, not only in the chat room, which we always have an amazing chat room, but we want to hear from you in the emails. So you can email the show at show. That's
okay.
S. H. O. W.
Nice.
Nah, not two U's, but like
just
the
like
letter
W, like what we did on Sunday.
Yeah.
Like the two W's in Just Win Wendy. Okay, there you go.
That's right.
Nice.
Show at RaidersFanRadio.com. Ariel Zuniga's in there. He says, I like the part in the movie Boogeyman when they said, say it, Jeff.
No, you say it.
Yeah, you say it.
Hoo-ah.
Oh.
Yeah, he says, hoo yeah. Everyone else says, oh yeah. Hey, do you know what you do with those W's?
What do you do?
Just ask Jameis Winston.
Oh, yeah.
Eat that dub,
Eat
bro.
them damn nub. Oh, my God.
You can always count on him.
Oh, my God. Hold on, Jameis or Jeff?
Oh, Jameis Winston. He will
Yeah,
give
you can't always count
some
on me.
ridiculous shit to.
Dude, I'm telling you, man.
I love Jameis Winston. He's
love
funny as
Jameis.
shit.
He's a Florida
Yeah,
State
he's
guy,
hilarious.
right? 'Cause I think, Lamont
yeah.
is a big Florida State fan.
Oh,
so we
yeah,
always
right?
follow. But, yeah, so he's been given those gems for a while.
Oh, nice. Yeah, no, I freaking love Jameis. So, all right. And you know what I like about Jameis, too? He's a gunslinger.
Yeah,
He's got a big arm.
Oh, yeah.
He takes
and
chances.
He's not scared
he
to
is
do
not
it.
scared to throw the damn football, man. I love that. That's some Kenny Stabler shit, man. I love it. Kenny didn't even have that big of an arm as a guy like Jameis, but I just like that. Like take chances. Like he's more Brett Favre.
He's a big arm,
yeah.
and he's a locker room guy.
And he's a freaking locker.
yeah,
How do you
he
not
is.
love Jameis?
Come
man?
on.
Yeah, and I'm not a fan for other players on other teams much, but there are some.
I like that guy.
Typically quarterbacks. I like Aaron Rodgers. I like Jameis. Yeah, absolutely. But anyways, you don't want to hear us talk about Buccaneers or Saints in this case.
Yeah, whatever they are.
Well, some of you want to hear us talk about Saints, don't you? But we're not going to. I'm just saying, some people are still the same people they were before.
Will you stifle yourself?
Ain't nothing changed.
They
All right,
showed
next.
us who they were.
That's and when someone shows you who they
That's
are,
right.
believe them.
You better.
So you can email the show at RaidersFanRadio.com, or you can call the show at 909-345-3346. That is 909-345-3346. And if we play your voicemail 3 times, or if you email the show and we read it an indefinite amount of times, you can become a made man or a made woman and join kind of like the inner circle of here of Raiders Fan Radio. Yeah. We've got like 40 some odd people. Yeah. No, it's more than that. Might be like 50. I don't know. I'm counting.
Of made men?
Made men and women.
Oh my gosh! Oh, it's got to be close to 60.
Probably 60. Yeah, it's a bunch. So, anyways, hey, listen, you get made by participation. So jump in, join the show, and we always start off this segment with emails, and Michelle always reads the emails. Thank you so much for that. And you got your work cut out for you tonight because we have a bunch. Yeah. And so let's start off with our good friend Cody Gillespie, and what's he have to say?
That's right. Okay. All right, y'all, give me some grace because that shot is still, I feel like I'm still sweating from that shit.
Oh, nice.
Here we go. Good morning, my 2 main guys, Swaggy and Murf, and my main girl, Michelle. I hope the 3 of you have a great week and an even better weekend when we beat up on a very depleted and MAC high stakes Jones led Patriots team. This is Vanity Raider, and this is the first time I've emailed the show, and I am doing so for a reason. The reason being, I wanted to take a minute to express my gratitude for the 3 of you. I am 34 years old and grew up a die-hard Raiders fan in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, the Pacific Northwest, right above Washington State. And for many years, I was surrounded by a slew of Seattle Seahawks fans, or as I like to call them, the Rainy City bitch pigeons. I was introduced to the 3 of you and Raiders Fan Radio a couple of years back, as well as Mount Shieldmore, Doc's Wasted Hammer, Andy, and Big Mike. And from that moment on, my fandom changed. I went from a lonely Raiders fan living in the Pacific Northwest to finding the Raiders Content Syndicate, and it introduced me to the greatest fan base and most loyal in professional sports, the Raider Nation. Through the above-mentioned few of you, I get to interact daily with fellow Raiders fans and get to listen to my up-to-date and daily analysis on the team that I hold so very close and dear to my heart, the Oakland, Los Angeles, Las Vegas Raiders. I was even at the game on November 27th, 2022 in Seattle, Washington, when our guy Josh Jacobs busted off that 83-yard run to the house. My buddy said it looked like the Black Plague took over Seattle. That was nice, yeah.
Beautiful night.
It was my first ever live game, and I will always remember it because the following day, my beautiful baby boy was born on November 28th, 2022. Aw, that's precious. Cool. He is 10 months now and is rocking his silver and black on game days. I tune in every Wednesday, whether it's live or it is on replay. Thank you guys from the very bottom of my heart. I assure all 3 of you that I am very, very proud member of the Silver and Black family and that I rock my silver and black on a daily basis up here in the Great White North of Canada, as our shield is something that means the entire world to me. I am one of those that has Raider flags, bedding, coffee cups, jerseys of Hall of Famers and current players. Tay and Mad Max are my favorites. My $800 jacket with a giant shield on the back of it that my wife bought me for Christmas last year, my game day blanket, t-shirts, hoodies, 13 hats, and the shield tattooed on my leg. I am even eyeing up one of your guys' RFR hoodies on your website. I hope one day get that shit.
Man, thank you.
I hope
all
one day
money goes to the One Nation
right,
Foundation.
yeah.
Not even proceeds.
That's
all
right.
money
all
goes to the
of
One Nation Foundation.
That's right. I hope one day in the near future, mine and our loyalty to this team will finally pay off and we can celebrate some good times as Raiders fans with some playoff victories and playoff runs. I've been a fan for a good 15 years, and I have never seen this team win a playoff game. However, I have all the faith in the world that one day our Raiders will return to greatness, and when that day comes, it will be one of the most special days of my entire life. I can't help it, and as I always tell everyone, a life spent as a diehard Raiders fan is a lot better than a life not spent as a diehard Raiders fan.
Amen.
That's right. A close and dear friend of mine and I are taking my 7.5-year-old son down the Washington Huskies versus Oregon Ducks game this Saturday. And as I'm sitting there watching this dogfight, I am fully aware that the Raiders fan may be getting to scalp the next Raiders QB in Michael Penix.
I was just going to say, Michael Penix and freaking Bo Nix.
Bo Nix, that's what he says, or Bo Nix.
I like both of those guys.
Yeah.
I'm with you, dude. I'm with you.
I cannot wait, and the highlight of my entire trip is not going to be the 70,000 people. It's going to be the fireworks. It's not going to be the fireworks or the music. It's not going to be getting a sneak peek at 2 of the top 10 quarterbacks entering the 2024 NFL Draft. It's going to be experiencing it with my son, who is just starting to grow the same undeniable passion and love for the sport of football as our Las Vegas Raiders.
Oh, man, love it, man. Raise them right, raise them Raiders.
Right, yeah. Anyways, RFR family, I want to say thank you one more time from the bottom of my heart for changing fandom for my lifetime and for always giving me something to look forward to on Wednesdays. If our paths ever cross in person, it would mean the world to me if the 3 of you could sign my Raider Nation football's most notorious fans flag. Violator signed it for me in Seattle, and it is my most prized possession. Keep on keeping on, your friend from the other side of the border. And yesterday, today, and tomorrow, win, lose, or tie, Raider Nation till the very day I die. Signed a diehard Raiders fan, Cody Gillespie. What a great Why did I get a little emotional at the end?
Yeah.
That's
really
what it's
kind.
about. That's what it's all
Van
about.
City
Yeah.
Raider man, you keep emailing that. Keep emailing, man. That was unbelievable. Thank you for such the kind words, man.
Wow, that was awesome.
Seriously.
My God.
Yeah. And that's what Raider Nation, that's what it's all about. Connecting with, because as we said,
that doesn't
until
let you
he
down.
connected with it. No.
This Raider thing is more than football.
That was a
and
that
that
was a
email
really good
epitomizes that perfectly.
That was good. That was legit.
Yeah,
that needs
that
to go down. That's Fanny caliber.
That is Fanny caliber.
For those of you who don't know, we do an award show every year. We had to skip it this last year because we were in this transition. But like that's up there for the annual. Like that's a good one. What's the award called?
Polly.
It's a Polly.
Oh, the Polly.
That's up there for a Polly. Absolutely good stuff there. Van City Raider.
That was really good. Okay. All right. James Williams is next.
Hey, James.
Happy Victory Sunday, Raider Nation. I told myself win, lose, or tie, I was going to email the show. Well, the team is back to 500 and has a mini win streak going. For the second week, defense won the game. Max and Bilal with sack/safety. Question, when was the last time the defense had a safety? I had spent about an hour searching, and I am seriously failing. I am extremely happy that we can spend this week on the winning side. The only thing I'm going to say that is slightly negative is we need a franchise quarterback, and that needs to be addressed in the draft. Dave Ziegler better not F this up. News came out that Ziegler was trying to move up to number 1 in the past draft to get C.J. Stroud. Can you imagine having him as QB1 with the way he is playing right now? I truly believe we would be 5-1 right now. In my opinion, we are quarterback, offensive lineman, and a key defensive piece away from having a playoff team. So let's talk about this win. Michael Mayer, 5 catches for 75 yards. Jacoby Myers, 5 for 61 and a touchdown. JJ, 25 carries for 77. Brian Hoyer with the deep pass to Trey Tucker. Trayvon Moehrig with the interception. Sacks by Amik, John Jenkins, Adam Butler, and the combined sack for safety by Bilal and Max. The numbers can only get better. Time to get ready for Chicago. Unfortunately, Justin Fields went down with an injury today, so we may not see him on Sunday. Celebrate this win, Raider Nation. James Williams. Life will put many red lights in front of you, but sometimes we must push on the gas and trust God. Kendrick Lamar.
Hey, nice job, James Williams.
That's a good, yeah. Oh, gosh. Okay, I don't even want to imagine what we would be if we had C.J. Stroud. I can't imagine that.
You can't go there.
I can't go there.
We got to root for the Raiders that are, not the Raiders that aren't. Yeah, I know, but I'm with you.
He's doing really good.
Just win. Oh, man, he's doing great. And it's an Ohio State guy.
Yeah.
Ohio State guys, historically struggled in the NFL.
Right.
And here he is doing well.
Yeah.
Just when Wendy in there says 2016 was the last safety.
Oh my gosh,
we don't
7
do math,
years.
but
I
we
don't
love
do math. That's
numbers,
why I had
but
to
yeah.
count on my fingers. Y'all saw that. I counted those on
I
my
had to
fingers.
take my shoes off.
Yeah. All right, we got Raider Kojo next. Also, too, I haven't seen him in the chat, but I am sending your print, so hang tight. Okay, Raider Kojo. That was another heart attack win. Again, McDaniels almost cost us the game for the second week in a row, and the defense came up huge. Our red zone is worse than last year, but I am glad to see other offensive players touch the ball besides Myers. On another note, Gruden is not getting paid by the Raiders anymore because there was a settlement reached with him after he stepped down in 2021. Next week, let's take down the Bears. Raider Kojo.
Hey, nice job, Raider Kojo.
Nice.
And he is the newest made man, I believe.
right.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Just as of last
Yeah.
week. Yeah, good job there, Raider Kojo. Appreciate you.
All right, next we have Daniel Mangus.
Hey, Daniel, the potty mouth
You
Mangus.
got the button ready? Because
okay.
get ready.
All right. There we go. These
There's a few.
Manguses,
There's a few.
man, I'm telling you, they're all
And they're
about the butter.
You think we were related. Okay. Dear RFR crew, what a win. Let's take a moment and acknowledge Max Crosby. What a game-closing sack. Also, prayers up to Jimmy G. I hope he...
Brought to you by Manscaped.
That's right. I hope he does. I hope he's doing well with his back injury. Also, have you seen this wide receiver HR13, a stud slot receiver, and DA17, a dog? Okay, rant over on to Chicago. We can and should beat this team, and I mean by at least 21 points. That they are dog shit. But if the Raiders don't start turning field goals into touchdowns, I'll start to get worried because after this, we have the Lions, Dolphins, and Kansas City. Everything we want is for the taking, handle the Bears, and ride the wave of momentum to a showdown in Kansas City. Can I get a Raiders?
Oh, I just took a big drink.
Raiders! Daniel Mangus, proud made man, die hard Raiders fan. No.
Okay, all right. Sorry.
But also.
Thank you, Daniel Mangus. That was kind of like when you're at a restaurant and you take a bite of food.
Yeah,
and then the server comes over and goes, "How is everything?" You're like, really good. Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Hooligan is next.
Hey, Hooligan Nation.
Good evening, RFR crew. Hooligan
Good
here,
evening.
deep from within enemy lines. Bears fans are starting to talk smack around here, and the scent of day-old Giordano's is becoming unbearable. Will it be Jimmy Glassjaw Garoppolo, the Irish Cannon, or will it be the journeyman Hoyer, who will lead this team to the promised land? Can our QB room get us through the red zone, or will Max Crosby continue to be the leader of this team? And will our defense seal the deal for a team whose overpaid offense can't seem to get it together? Oh, but wait. We don't even know who we're playing yet. Will it be Justin Fields, who one day looks like Brady and the next looks like Jamarcus Russell? Or will it be Tyson Bagent? Or it just doesn't matter?
It doesn't matter what your name is.
Hear me now and believe me later.
Oh.
The Raiders come out of the Windy City with a win and ready to take on the Motor City monster waiting in the wings. By the way, I don't know if you heard this, but the Raiders are going to win the Super Bowl. Just win, baby.
Let's go.
That's
Nicely
true.
done.
Like
Nicely done.
Thank you, Hooligan. I agree.
Good job, Hooligan.
I agree. All right. Next is Wendy. Just win, Wendy.
Hey, Wendy.
My girl. Hey, Michelle, Murf, and Jeff. Happy week 6. We are 500, 3-3. In the summer, I said I would know what kind of team we had by mid-October. Well, here we are, and I am still unsure and doubtful even after wins. Very unlike me. I feel that. That's exactly what I'm feeling.
Yeah?
Yeah. Defense is getting fiercer and stronger every game, but they allowed an absolutely nothing Patriot team to score 17 points. Watching the offense play is so frustrating. I see guys, Tay, running great routes over and over while Josh rushes for 2 yards over and over. They run back to the huddle, and I hope upon hope there will be a pass to Tay on the next play. Jimmy looks like he can't process the choices at game speed. Takes a check down just to get rid of the ball. Hoyer was a refreshing surprise. Very happy to see him come in and absolutely take charge. You could see he had the players' trust in him. Whichever QB starts in Chicago, I hope the other gets some snaps. Confuse the defense with QB changes and give them both some experience until we know how Jimmy is doing. Love my Raiders. I don't trust McDaniels' play calling. And he's blaming the players that he can't call other plays because they are not executing. Last and certainly best point of my email, big thank you to Uncle Mosh. I listened to the postgame show on Monday, and his great points about coaching helped raise my negative attitude. And I'm hoping the Raiders win a bunch more games and McDaniels does improve. But my rating of McDaniels is my own subjective opinion from the couch or the stadium seats, not necessarily based on truth or facts. Thank you for the forum to spout my stuff, and see you on the radio. Just win, Wendy.
Oh, nice, Wendy.
Yeah, that's a good email.
Wendy's the best.
She is the best.
She's the best.
Yeah,
Yep.
she really is.
So listen, I hear her loud and clear. We heard Uncle Mosh loud and clear on the takes on McDaniels, and we heard it from Max Crosby. So like I get it. I totally understand the goodwill that's being lobbed his way. And especially a guy that's a lifelong coach like Uncle Mosh. Like he's never called for a coach to be fired. I'll own it. Like I've been like, what are we waiting for? Like this guy's a freaking chump. But Max Crosby endorses him, so I gotta at least trust that. That said, here's the evidence for those of us that feel like this thing is going a different direction, especially when we start playing these high caliber teams. These are the kind of things that like raise those questions. Okay, so I'm just gonna float a couple things out there to you. Number one, and this is brought to you by our good friend Josh Deau on Twitter. Raider, he's such a smart ass, and he's such a a slight smart. Okay, listen to this tweet. Raiders onside kick recovery specialist Hunter Renfrow played 7 offensive snaps yesterday and was not targeted once as a receiver. He has a $13.1 million cap hit this season. Those are the kind of things that when you look at it and you evaluate, again, not the players, but the front office and the coaching staff, what are we doing? Yeah. Why is he on the team? You know what I mean? Like, why is he there? Or
why'd you extend his ass?
Why'd you extend him and not just friggin' flat out trade him? And don't give me this idea of like, oh, the Raiders were shopping him after the season started. Why? Why didn't you just shop him before? You know what I mean? Like, this is the kind of things.
And if nobody's biting, use him.
Then use him. Then develop something to take advantage of his skill set.
Get some film on the guy.
Right,
because it's not like he doesn't have like a high quality skill set. It's not like he can't do things that can be productive in an offense. We saw the guy have 103 catches, I think, or something like that. Like, so
give people a reason to want him.
That's the thing. So that's where like, we can celebrate or whatever or endorse, but then it just like these things, they're like, it's so glaring to me. And then the last thing I'll give you too is this. To me, this is as whatever. I'm just going to present the facts to you, and you all process it however you choose to. And whatever. I'm tired. I don't want to give you my opinion. I'll let you decide for yourself. There are 72 coaches that have coached 50 or more games in 20 seasons. Okay, here are the only ones to win less than 40% of those games and never make the playoffs. The first name on the list is Josh McDaniels, then Dennis Allen, and Hugh Jackson. What do all those guys have in common?
No, they all wore silver and black.
Yikes.
Then Mike Nolan, Romeo Crennel, Raheem Morris, Pat Shurmur, Gus Bradley, and Steve Spagnuolo round out your list. That's not the kind of list you want to be number one on. So these are the kind of things that, while I can appreciate a 2-game winning streak, I can appreciate, and this is not taking a shot at Wendy. She's freaking amazing.
Oh, yeah.
But like that sentiment of being encouraged by the coach, and even what the things that Uncle Mosh had to say, I hear that and I respect it. And it's a fair point. Then there's also stats like this. Yeah. And I'm like, what are we doing?
And I think, too,
why is he there?
If your playbook is so damn complicated that you can only get a couple of pages in and everybody's still not prepared for it.
Preach that, Michelle.
Then maybe you need to adjust that playbook, because I'm a layman when it comes to plays. but I'm sitting on my couch knowing what we're going to do. Something's wrong if your playbook is so complicated that now we're a couple years in and they haven't got it.
Amen to that.
What's going on?
Like there's
fix it.
That's been a narrative that's come out, is that like, oh, we get in the red zone.
Because even he said
we have
that
to reduce
McDaniels
down the
said
playbook.
that. Yeah.
And it's like, what?
Why?
Why? What are we doing?
Right.
Offensive guru, high paid offense, like tons of talent. Like, that's where the stuff, it's like, then there's this disconnect. That's where I just can't get past it as a fan, Jeff.
Well, and even, and to, the cherry on top with all that is that, this guy was 1,000,000% all in, F everything else, all in on Jimmy Garoppolo. And shame on me for believing that, Jimmy was going to be the answer. He was going to be the guy. I'm telling you, after 6 weeks, this Jimmy Garoppolo experiment, it ain't worth the shit. Yeah. It ain't worth the shit. And I've got 2 number 10 jerseys hanging in my closet. And it ain't worth the shit, man. Like, and I think
it's hard to get past.
It's hard to get past that, man. They rolled the dice.
They rolled the dice and they lost. 7 out.
Yeah.
Like it's just not, it's not a
very. Like me at the Mandalay Bay.
You at the Mandalay Bay, man. You got to learn how to walk away up, and that's what that must be a Josh thing.
Ouch.
But you went
top rope on both of y'all.
You named me, man.
Well, the top rope on both of y'all,
one.
But come on, man. Like, but I feel like every now and then during these press conferences and stuff, watching Josh McDaniels, I feel like he's really he's really sticking up for Jimmy. Like, he's, we have this and we have that. And, we need to execute this better and all that better. Like, come on, man. Like, I think he's really trying to build up his quarterback to
because he doesn't want to be wrong.
Because he doesn't want to, and that's it. He doesn't want to be wrong because, and I think he knows that he's wrong, and he's trying to convince everybody that maybe he's not.
Because when Hoyer does better. When Hoyer came in and looked a little more confident in the system.
And went straight down the field to Trey Tucker.
Yeah.
Like,
100%.
Who had that on their bingo card? That the longest Raiders play from scrimmage was going to come from Brian Hoyer.
Yes.
When we all collectively held our breath when he came in the game and went, shit, here we go. This is going to suck. And then dude freaking throws a dart. Like,
They're
that was
winning
a gorgeous
in spite
pass, man.
of the play calling. That's what it is.
Yep.
How many times did they get to the red zone? 6 or 7 times.
Seven, and we scored 1, right? Is that what it was?
Like, fix that, because that's a coaching issue.
Why are we not
get that it might be execution, but I think that is more of a play calling issue. Get freaking creative.
You've got Michael Mayer. You've got Devonte. Why are we not running? We haven't seen. Correct me if I'm wrong. And if you've got footage, I'd love to see it. Have we ran a fade into the corner of the end zone at all this year? At all. Like, you have Devonte Adams.
No wonder Devonte Adams.
Yeah, we did. And it was 6 yards over his head.
Yeah.
During that Patriots game. And I feel like Tony Romo even said, I get the idea. I like where your head's at. Give the guy an opportunity to get the ball.
Bless
holy
it, man.
cow.
Yeah. Like, I'm telling you, those are the things that just, it's tough.
Yeah.
It's really, really tough as a fan. Again, I'm gonna trust Max Crosby more than I trust myself.
Right.
But when we see these things on the field, we hear these things, we look at those stats. I even going back to going to back to Bussing with the Boys for a second. They did a great interview with Josh McDaniels.
Oh, yes.
A fantastic interview with McDaniels. And it went better than even they thought it was going to go. It was a good-ass interview. And they've had Ziegler on there, and of course Max has been on there a bunch of times and all that. But that Josh McDaniels interview was great. I came out of that interview going okay, I'm feeling pretty good about our coach. Then we start seeing results on the field, and it's just oh man, I don't know, man. I really don't want to get it's easy to get mad when they're losing, or it's easy to yell about his fat ears and bad play calling and lack of adjustments and slow speed to things and all that kind of stuff.
And his love for the word
or but but everybody tells me I say too much, and I just did it again. So that said, I feel bad. I did it again. I feel bad criticizing the man and his, in game and whatever off of back-to-back wins and what's likely going to be 3 in a row. So what is it? What is
the
it?
upsetting part.
That's a part, like, why do we feel so disconnected from this?
It's because it's the defense that's keeping us in these games. And it should be the offense that is blowing out these games.
Amen.
And that's the hard part. That's the concerning part.
That's it.
Yeah.
Like the defense is scraping to keep these teams
right.
at
You're
the
right.
points that
That's
they're in.
it.
And the offense is shitting
Because if it's not for
the
a Meek and Max Crosby, we don't win that football game.
We do not win
or
that game.
Or a missed pass downfield. No one's talking about that one.
Yeah.
100%. 100%. Well, you see those, like we said, you see those moments in Raider games. You see the offense, you're like, holy shit, that was fun. That was really good. But then it just goes back to Josh Jacobs for 2 yards up the middle. Josh Jacobs for -1 up the middle. Incomplete pass to Jacoby Myers, punt. It just you see the moments in the offense and you're like, I understand that especially at the beginning of those games, they're scripted plays. You've prepared all week for that first drive.
Yeah.
And those look great.
And they look fantastic.
Always, yeah.
Why? Okay, if it's just based on a script the third series, script the fourth series, script the fifth series. You see these things and you're like, damn, that's pretty badass. But then it just goes back to the same old shit. That's and I think it's so frustrating because you see those moments.
Yeah.
And they're not limited on talent. And that's the thing
that's what's hurts.
That's what I don't understand is that so you can be effective by scripting play, but normally you would think okay, if you have a deficiency if you have deficient talent and on the offense, then you can work on this stuff all week long. You can script all this stuff out to really make it easy for those guys to be successful. But then when you got to start making moves on the fly, then it would start to be a downgrade or start to be I can see that. But that's not the case with this football team. We're not talent deficient on offense.
Yeah.
And I don't even think we're that talent deficient on defense at this point. I know we've got some. And shout out Scott and Mo at Silver and Black today. I know they called it out. This was the first time in a long time we saw some defensive pressure coming from up the middle, coming from the middle of the defensive line. So I know that we've got questions there. You can even ask questions about the linebackers because once you get past Divine Diablo and Bob Spillane, it gets a little tricky. We start talking about Luke Masterson and whatnot. I know it's a little tricky when we start talking about corners. I know Marcus Peters is struggling. He's got some games and some plays he would want back. Trayvon Merrick is looking really good, but outside of that, the safety, Marcus Epps, not bad. But anyways, point being, though, there's things to be critical of. But as an overall, we had the 11th ranked defense in the freaking league. And that's what I'm saying. When you have somebody that was supposed to have a brilliant offense paired with highly talented, supposed to be a big point scorer, all this stuff, and match it with the 11th ranked defense, we ought to be winning some goddamn football games, man. Definitively and decisively.
Yes.
And that's what I said. My criticism of McDaniels is that what has he done that's been decisive? What's his signature? What's the signature thing that he has done so far in a Raider hat or visor? What has he done that's earns all that confidence? And I don't want to, I'm just sitting here bitching about the coach. I'm going to shut up and pass on to you guys. And let's get to the last email. But I'm curious to what everybody has to say. Shout out our boy Graf that's just jumped in there. But that's what the thing is. What is it? I used to ask this about Derek Carr, about the people that were ride or die for Derek. What is it? What evidence has been presented to you that's earned this ride or die, and then listen, I'm a guy that rooted for Derek until the day he wasn't a Raider. But what was it that was so inspiring? What was definitive about his career, whether it's been a play or anything else, that earned that level of dedication and commitment and faith? And to me, at this point, freaking, I almost called him Dennis Allen. No more coaches with visors.
Right?
I'm mixing them all up. Well, at this point, what has Josh McDaniels done that's earned that? There's nothing. He hasn't done anything.
No.
Right.
Beat the damn Chiefs. Beat the Dolphins in back-to-back weeks.
Yeah.
By the offense, not the defense.
Amen. Let's put up 40 on the freaking Chiefs. Then all of a sudden, we have a whole different conversation.
Sure.
Our mindsets are completely freaking changed and blown up at that point, Jeff.
Yeah, well, you said put up 40 on the Chiefs. Put up 24 on the Chiefs.
Seriously.
I'm telling you, man.
How about 22?
How about 21?
I'm telling you, man. I have a lot of confidence in our defense right now.
Yeah.
And if we can start winning football games in spite of our offense, like, which is something that I never in a billion years would have thought I would have had to say. Like, but this defense, they're the truth right now. Like, let's play some good offenses and stuff, but like, an NFL team's an NFL team, and you're going to come out and you're going to ball out and you're going to close out games. Amik Robertson, I don't care who he was playing against, whether it was a high school team or the Green Bay Packers, that was a badass interception at the end of the game.
That was good.
You know what I mean? Like Max
and
Crosby,
his play with Max just went on that sack.
Yes.
Amik was freaking dude.
Oh man,
I'm telling you, man,
he's freaking awesome.
He's
love
awesome.
Amik Robertson.
I love Amik. And then you fast forward a week to the Patriots game. Max Crosby literally had to get blocked by 2 guys and just went
that was
like, I mean,
so
just
good.
swam through 2 guys and threw Mac Jones on his ass. Mac Jones, he gets thrown on his ass at Allegiant Stadium all the time.
Yeah, he does.
Either
Poor
gets
guy.
rammed into the earth by Chandler Jones or smashed into the end zone by Max Crosby.
Beautiful.
Like that shit
Or
just
planted into the shield.
I'm telling you, man. Like,
that
it's
was
a
great
beautiful
too.
thing, man. But like, I love that this defense is gaining confidence.
Yeah.
They're getting better each and every week. And so all that being said, if the offense can just do a few more things, get Devonte Adams the ball a few more times. Jimmy Garoppolo, lead Devonte Adams into open space and
Without
not to get
killing him.
absolutely
Obliterated.
and blasted by a freaking mid-freaking cornerback. Like, come on, man. Like, you've been in this league for a minute. Like, lead your guys to success, So, I mean, see, like, the defense is where it needs to be. If the offense can do just a few more things, I think it's going to be a lot better.
And it doesn't even have to be a lot, Michelle.
That's the problem, though, because, so the defense is doing their part. Like, the defense, but they can only do so much. You have to score points. You don't get to the red zone 7 times and come away with 1 touchdown.
It's terrible.
That's embarrassing. And I know, like, okay, McDaniel said, the playbook gets smaller the closer you get. Everybody's playbook doesn't get smaller the closer you get. Maybe yours does. And if your playbook is getting smaller the closer you get, freaking change the playbook. Like, figure out ways to make your playbook bigger for the strengths that you have on your team.
Come on.
You have a tight end. You have the freaking best wide receiver in the league. Fix your playbook to go with the strengths that those guys have.
Come on, Michelle.
Let's go.
Y'all,
Yep.
I'm over this.
Let's go, Michelle.
I just don't understand. Like, that's not an excuse. It's not an excuse.
Anyway,
You're
for
exactly
whom
right.
Michelle
I'm
tolls right
serious.
there,
It's
man.
not
I
an
love it.
excuse. Your
Why
playbook.
does the playbook have to change?
Why?
You
Why does it
see
get so small?
Trey Tucker get these wheel routes and these little option routes or whatever the hell they're doing. Like, do that.
Yeah.
How many times has Tyreek Hill scored this season based on those little, just these motion things and just flip him the ball and let him do Tyreek things?
Yeah.
I'm not comparing Trey Tucker
And don't
to
do it
Tyreek
on
Hill.
3rd and 1.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah,
comparing
yeah.
Tyreek Hill to Trey Tucker, but like, I'd like to see those guys race because they're both fast.
Well, you know what's funny?
You know what I mean? Like, come on.
So listen, I mean, Tyreek
Use
Hill,
him.
he's one of the most explosive, productive players in the league right now, at wide receiver. And so I hear you loud and clear. You're not comparing them in terms of caliber of player yet, but in terms of skill set.
Yes.
I don't even remember who it was, Rich Eisen or whoever it was talking about that this week. That like skill set wise, so you could see the potential for that. I'm with you, dude. I'm absolutely with you. All right.
Yeah. Okay.
We got to get back to the emails.
Right.
Here we go. Who we got left?
We got Paul.
We're
Paul.
still Sea of Fans right
We're
now.
still Sea of
Welcome
Fans.
This is fun, man.
That was fun,
And Wendy said in there, she said, she said, Murf, don't misunderstand my email. I still don't like Josh McDaniels or trust him. Uncle Mosh just gave me a little faith in that he might improve. That's a fair comment, and I just love the idea that your email inspired a killer.
That's what I told her too.
Yeah.
I was like,
That was fun.
that was a 20-minute.
Wendy rules.
Yeah, Wendy's
Yeah,
the freaking
yeah,
best, man. So
yeah,
no, we appreciate
yeah.
that very, very much in your
Yes.
comments and inspire. Again, to go back to it, I say it all the time. This show is best when it's conversational.
It
and
is.
Hey
that's-
Wendy, are
that's
you
what I'm talking
Are
about.
you going to be at the
yeah.
Giants game? because I've never met you in person, and I want to give you a big old hug.
She's a season ticket holder.
Yeah.
Good.
Oh, she'll be there.
She should be
Yeah,
there.
come to
the
our
last
tailgate.
time
Come to
I
our
was there,
tailgate.
she walked me through the tailgate. So
Oh.
Wendy's
the best.
coolest.
Yeah, she's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she
yeah.
really is. All right, Paul. We're going to
Paul?
round it out.
All right.
Okay. Whew, okay.
Hello, Paul.
Breathe.
Hello, Paul.
Paul? Evening,
your name
all.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm Paul.
I hope you're well. So
We are.
We're not. We're very
we'll be all
unwell.
right.
We
We'll be all
are
right.
unwell. We
Yeah,
are
we are
unwell.
unwell.
I hope you're well. So what have we learned from Sunday? The defense seems to be going somewhere. The offense doesn't. Brian Hoyer is now our QB1, and Robert Kraft looks like he's just been discovered in a pyramid. I love Paul. It's been another strange weekend. We won again,
We love
and
the
we're
Mummy.
3-3. I do love the Mummy. It's a great movie. And we're 3-3. But rather than punch a hole in the wall in celebration, it was more of a feeling of relief. Don't get me wrong, I'm overjoyed with another win, but I'd be more excited if I could see some sort of plan. If I could see where we're going, I'd be more enthusiastic. But while everything continues to look scrambled and unprepared, the belief in the process just isn't there at the minute. Beating the Patriots practice squad by the skin of our teeth is good, but not good enough. If anybody out there can tell me what the McDaniels plan is, I'd be happy to listen. There has to be a method to the madness that doesn't there. Yeah, there. I don't know. Is there? I don't know. It'd be nice to see us win and have control of a game. I'm getting there with the defense. Patrick Graham seems to be working something out, but is that because we've only played poor teams? The Bills being the exception, and we saw what happened there. This brings me to a comment Murf and Uncle Mosh made on the post-game show.
Uh-oh.
To have that belief and turn the corner, we need to beat one of the big guns.
Let's go.
That's it. If we can beat the Lions, Dolphins, or Chiefs, then the conversation will change. We'll know more on Sunday because if Hoyer or O'Connell blow the Bears out the water and the offense has more rhythm, we know it's all on Jimmy G. If not, then we have more questions for the coach. Halloween this year is trade deadline day, and names are starting to appear as possible ins and outs. Oh, damn, that's Halloween?
Good call.
After months of hoping Coach McDaniels would come to his senses and play Hunter Renfrow, it looks like the writing's on the wall for number 13. I'm a huge Renfrow fan, and I'll be so disappointed if a trade happens. I won't start sucking my thumb and being a weak-ass fan like some did with New Orleans, but disappointed.
Oh, shots fired.
Shots fired. But disappointed for sure. If a trade does happen, the question that needs to be answered are, why did you pay him if you knew you weren't going to use him? And why didn't you trade him earlier when he had higher value? One thing is for sure, the problem is with them, not the player. The guy has a lot to offer. Agreed. And finally. Shout out to Jacob in Fresno for last week's Sizzler Award.
Oh, nice.
On the same night, he became a made man. There have now been 6 occasions when a Sizzler/made man or woman has happened.
Oh,
Kevin the Raider
That's
Nerd,
fun.
episode 111.
Okay.
Chucktown Raider, episode 133. Raider Ramon, 144. Fabricator Gil, 162. Mrs. OG Daniel, 279. And now Jacob in Fresno 306.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
Cool, yeah. I love that he keeps up with all
He's
that.
like the
God.
RFR historian over
Yeah,
there.
that
man.
is.
That's
I love that.
legit.
On to the Windy City it is then. If we can fire up the offense, we could be in for a great day. So come on, Coach, find the problem and solve it. Let's shit on the Bears and give us something to believe in. Stay safe, RFR family. Love you, Raider Nation. His Lordship, the Royal Scribe, Paul Edgerton, Shropshire, Mississippi, Paulie Award winner 2019 and 2022, Foggy Glasses Award winner 2020, BRT Sizzler scorekeeper, proud made man,
Five time
times 2
plus one.
winner of the Raiders Fan Radio BRT Sizzler Award.
I think your mic went up, pal.
I think so too. Good job, Paul.
Paul. Love it.
Ball?
Paul. Your name, Paul?
Hello, Paul.
Paul.
Hello, Paul.
Paul. Was Paul. Who? Paul.
Paul's not here.
Paul's not here. Hey, Paul.
Paul. Hey, Paul.
Hi.
That's my favorite.
I'm Paul.
Hey,
oh
Paul.
my gosh,
Yeah,
Paul,
you
you're
are.
the best. So
He
that
is
was
Paul.
that's 30 seconds
Paul
of
is
Paul.
him.
And damn right he is. Damn right. Who lives in Tennessee?
Damn righty, Paul.
Damn right. Hey, Paul. Hell yeah, Paul. So we've got 30 seconds of Paul. We've also got a 2 minutes of Paul. I haven't done a 2 minutes of Paul in a minute. We're not gonna
I
do it tonight.
love it. Let's do it sometime soon.
So somebody asked earlier, I think it was Mojo, said, are you guys gonna do the Uncle Mosh, the Monster Mash, the Monster Mosh thing that we do?
Yeah.
So we'll do that because Halloween. So for those of you that are keeping score and anybody that cares, next week is our Halloween show.
Yay!
And you know what it also is?
What?
And Michelle and I kind of talked about it.
Okay.
That needs to be episode 300.
That needs to be, yeah. Remember we were gonna
We were gonna
do
go
300
back.
once
Well,
we
but
got.
we're gonna do that. So speaking of, then we'd have to do it off. It wouldn't be the 25th because we're gonna do Mosh's show because we're gonna hang his jersey
that's
from the
right.
Rafters and all that stuff. We're gonna do it on a Friday.
That's
we
right.
are.
Yeah, so we'll do normal Halloween show. Will be this Wednesday.
Okay, well, you just tell us when to be here.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate you keeping up.
Never mind.
That's okay. Good
Sorry.
job. Good job.
It's
Jeff.
Murph's fan cave, so just
Yeah, so take your stupid ideas and shove
follow
them.
Murph on Twitter.
Turn that
and he'll-
some bitch sideways and shove it straight up your candy ass. All right, so no, because we got.
I'll just go myself.
Follow me on Twitter @_Murph on the Twitter.
Yeah.
Damn it, Jeff.
Well,
We
good
already
idea.
talked about it. I already have this all planned out. We already talked about
good.
it.
Well, tell us about it.
Well,
My two dads are fighting
jackass,
again.
we already
Oh, did we?
We did.
fucking yes, we did.
Yeah,
I
you
love
missed
that
that.
you bleeped.
You mi-
said
you
it.
beeped the 3 seconds before you said it.
Shut up.
Is Scott Gilbranson coming for 300? What's happening?
No,
Oh.
penis. We're gonna freaking hang them. We're
Shut up, Manscaped.
we're hanging Uncle Mosh's jersey from the rafters
right.
and
On a
doing
Friday.
yes, as an overall.
Yeah, what we're gonna do is like
that way it's not the normal show. We're gonna do a one-off. That way it's completely separate from the regular show. We talked about this. Damn
Oh,
it.
good. We're gonna get
And now nobody in the chat room
and
wants
we're
to
gonna
hear
get
any of this shit.
130
once.
views on a Friday morning.
And it's fine.
Morning?
No, we're not doing it in the morning. God dang it. I'm telling you. That's nobody cares.
We will never talk
This
about
is
this.
the kind of planning shit
It
that
just
we do.
doesn't matter.
When the cameras are not. It doesn't matter.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways, all
sorry
right.
that you guys had to see your
Sorry about
parents
that.
fighting like this.
Sorry you had
I'm
to see
so
that.
sorry.
Yeah.
I'm
Anyways,
sorry I
all
made a
right.
We do this
suggestion
'cause
to
we
do
love
something for the
you.
show.
So next week will be the Halloween show. Check in with us on Wednesday night, the normal time, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7
Us.
p.m. Eastern.
Well, you got a mouse in your pocket?
What?
Because you ain't checking in with us. Murph's already got it planned out. Murph and his little buddy in his pocket over there will let you know exactly when we're
We
doing
talked
300.
about this last week that we were going to dress up.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, we talked. We said we were going to do the
We
Halloween
made
show
it
the
the Halloween
25th.
show.
Don't look at Michelle. Don't look at Michelle. Look at me.
Take your fucking ass. We talked about this last week. God dang it, we talked about this. We're doing our Halloween show on the 25th. SWAT Jeff may not be invited. God dang it.
Ariel said,
I got to go take my lisinopril.
typical dysfunctional Raiders organization.
You know.
I'm dying. Okay, I'm sorry you guys had to see your parents fighting like that.
Hey,
I'm
so after
sorry.
the emails, you can contact us by phone. So you can call us 909-345-3346. That is 909-345-3346. And if you call and leave a message 3 times, you become a made man or a made woman on the show. And Murph, who do we have first tonight?
Paul says if Murph and Jeff split up, who gets custody of the skeleton?
5 said we need to move Michelle in the middle.
Oh my
Telling you.
Paul, I get custody. I get everything.
Yeah, Michelle gets
She gets
everything.
it all.
I get
Yeah.
it all.
She gets it all.
In
There's
case
no
of our,
prenup.
in case it all goes to Michelle. Oh my gosh! All right, let's check in with some of the callers. More of you and less of us, as we always say, is a good thing. Let's check in with our buddy Josh, who's down in Alabama in the 703.
Speaking of F-bombs.
What's up, fam?
Oh, jeez.
Hey, glad we got the win. Wasn't a pretty win, but hey, a win's a win. But I'm not gonna lie, like watching that game, like 3/4 of the game. Am I the only one that just was kind of like meh watching it? It was kind of, I don't know. I was honestly expecting us to really come out more and put up more points and stuff. Shout out to the defense because they do it. They've been getting it, and I'm glad to see it. But just you see the offense come on the field, and it's just like, man, it's boring in a lot of ways. I mean, heck. When Brian Hoyer threw that bomb to Trey, I was like, oh, shit, we can do that. Because we just haven't been seeing that. But really, just, I want, like I said, haven't got the win, but I kind of really walked away from it just going, meh, like that's kind of our team right now. We're not going to be really good. I guess we're not really bad. We're just meh. But where's Jimmy G got hurt again? That was our biggest worry for him. I'm struggling with a lot of times just because the offense is so boring, and I thought we would be a lot more explosive with everything we got going on. I already see that they're talking about we're shopping Renfro around. I mean, honestly, at this point, much I hate to say it, kind of makes sense because if you're not going to use them, I think they want to trade him for an edge rusher or something. Could use some help with defensive tackle too, but I don't know. That's just kind of the way I feel about it. Now we got another bad team coming up, and I want to see us, put these teams away.
Yeah. Come on,
not have them hang around to the very end, and then we need we need defense, the offense, to come up with a big play. I mean, from everything we've seen over the last decade, no matter who we got at quarterback, we've seen a lot of that. And I know a lot of people complained about it, and I agree. And I want to see more. But anyway, you always say a win's a win, and man, the Bears.
Nice.
Nicely done, Josh. All right, so here, let me give you a little bit of good news before we get to the next caller here, which is Sergeant Joe Friday. So this is a pretty cool list that came out this week, and it is the updated playoff probabilities based on Week 6 results. Okay, and so it's this cool graph. Oh, let me go switch camera here. So for those of you that like on the video podcast, you can see like there's teams that go up and teams that go down. The Raiders raised their playoff probability by 3%. Now,
nice.
We're still only 20% in terms of a probability to make the playoffs. To give you an idea, like teams like the Niners, the Chiefs, the Eagles, and the Lions are all above 90%. Oof. Okay, the rest of the league is basically 80% or lower, even including the Dolphins. But the Raiders have moved to 20%, so they went up 3%. So that's a good thing because a team like, you look at the Titans that lost that game in London, they dropped 11%. Like in one fell swoop. The Colts were the biggest drop. They dropped 15% in terms of their probability. But this is a really fun graph. You can find it out there on the X there. And I don't even know who put it out. But it's, again, it's updated playoff probabilities based on Week 6 results. So the Raiders are
That's interesting, though,
because, right
as we sort of ascend and other teams sort of, start to
like
fall,
the
the Colts, yeah. I mean, maybe things will start clicking.
Well, I couldn't agree more, Michelle, because so you look at the entirety of the NFL and you look at the standings. There's a lot of 4-2 teams. There's a lot of 3-3 teams. There's a lot of. I mean, I bet there's probably about. I mean, in the entirety of the league, but like in the AFC, especially because that's the one that matters. There's like 8 teams right now that are like a game apart from each other. So like, who's gonna step up?
That's why winning one of those games, beating the Lions, beating the Dolphins.
Why not us?
Yes.
Why not us, man?
Game.
Like, step up.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Step up.
Let's go. Ooh,
yeah,
nice.
I like it.
I like it, Swag Jet. That was the most feisty you've been all night long.
Except with you.
Well,
Shut up.
there might have been another time.
All right, let's check in with a timely reference. He is the head detective of the LA Police Department. This is actually, I'd make fun of T. Hom and his impression about Sergeant Joe Friday, but it really is a good impression for those of you that are familiar with Dragnet. Let's check in with Sergeant Joe Friday and his thoughts on the Raiders' win.
It was Sunday, just around 3 o'clock p.m. We were working the football game at Allegiant Stadium between the Las Vegas Raiders and the New England Patriots. The head coach was Josh McDaniels. The starting quarterback was Jimmy Garoppolo. I carry a badge. My name is Friday. The offensive unit had just returned to the sidelines from the field of play. They didn't look too happy. I asked them what seemed to be the problem. They indicated that things always seemed to come up empty, even if they were working off a tip. They knew they needed a touchdown, but didn't even know where to begin looking. It's the frustration that gets you. You know that teams are scoring all around you and you've got no way to cash in. I'm not telling you all anything new. You know the feeling. You just stand there looking all around, wishing you had x-ray vision. You just feel so stinking useless. And I'm cleaning the language up for the 18 and under crowd. You feel like you're not earning your pay. There's got to be an answer. Well, there is. Dogs. Dogs can be trained to do many things. Send out alerts, sniff out trouble, defend and protect. The thing is, you need the right dogs to do the job. This coaching staff needs to find the right dogs, put them in place, and unleash them.
Come on.
They've already got a couple, but they need more. Dogs are smart, but they're limited mostly by what they're trained to do. The coaching staff needs to train, and put these dogs in position to capitalize on what they have. This offense can be talented, but they haven't truly shown it yet. Perhaps the reward hasn't been there all along. But there is a young, hungry dog just waiting in the wings wearing a number 4 jersey. Prop him up, train him, give him the tools, and unleash him. Now is the time for number 4 to be the newest dog on the NFL scene. And it can all start against a 1-win Bears team. Now, Raiders coaching staff, and I'm looking squarely at the guy wearing the visor. Make it so. This has been Sergeant Joe Friday of the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, wishing nothing but good things for the newest young pup out there, and hoping his training and his growth can result in kibble in the end zone instead of muzzles between the goalposts. Wishing everyone in the Raiders fan cave a safe journey and many happy returns. Sergeant Joe Friday, I'm out.
That was good.
That was good, yeah.
Nicely done, T-Hom. Or should I say Sergeant Joe
That's
Friday?
Right.
That was fantastic, man. Great voicemail there from our buddy T-Hom. All right, next up, let's check in. The guy that he kind of swept it last week, became a made man.
Sure did.
He also got the sizzler. Let's check in with our good buddy down in Fresno. He is Jacob.
What's up, guys? This is Jacob from Fresno. Hey, bada bing, I'm a made man.
Hey!
All right. Every week on the Las Vegas Raiders group on Facebook, I put up the projections. I've been doing this since week 2, and people have been saying, it's too early for projections. But I have to do it. It's all right. Let's look at where we're at. Jimmy Garoppolo, you're not going to like it. 3,057 passing yards, 20 tutties, 23 interceptions. It doesn't look too good. But, hey, we got this guy, AOC, in the backfield. Not in the backfield. I'm an idiot. In the back bench area, the guy who's, he's reading the papers, and he said, hey, let's get it going, huh? Go. No, he's Irish. But, hey, the Irish Kylan in the background, he's going to throw a potato at the opponent or something like that. He might step in. He might be good. He might be terrible. Well,
it's a potato with laces.
Find out. That's the beautiful thing about football. We find out sooner or later. Josh Jacobs, he's on pace for 303 carries.
Shout out Silver and Black UK. I hope none of the Irishmen out there are getting mad at me.
884 rushing yards and only 2.9 yards per carry with 6 touchdowns. That's not too good. But when you factor that in, he's on pace for 71 receptions, 592 yards receiving, and altogether, that's 1,476 yards from scrimmage. That's pretty good. We got Devonte Adams. He's going to have a bit of a down year. I mean, it's up from last year with 111 catches, 1,335 yards, 9 touchdowns. That's bad for Devonte Adams, so that's pretty amazing. Jacoby Myers is on pace for 85 catches, 949 yards, 11 touchdowns. Now, these guys, they're doing pretty good. But here's the thing. Hunter Renfrow, 17 catches, 167 yards with no touchdowns. That is way too low. Come on, Hunter Renfro.
Preach.
Let's get him involved. He's not messing up. It's the coach's fault. It's the coach's fault. No, I don't know. It's somebody's fault. I don't know who, but I'm just going to be mad at the coach.
The coach.
Yeah.
Max Crosby, 15.5 sacks, 99 combined tackles. What a stud. Robbie Willie now. 3 sacks, 139 combined tackles, 6 interceptions. Trayvon Merrido also on the pace for 6 interceptions. I'm about to run out. We're -7 in turnover ratio, guys. This is not good. We're 11 in yards per game on defense. That's the one hang up. Let's get it going, Raiders. Let's get the defense going.
Nice.
That was awesome. That was a great roller coaster.
Jacob from Fresno,
love
if you
Jacob,
need him.
man.
Oh,
I do
my
too.
gosh. We don't put our thumb on the scale often, but, man, that dude,
Just need a little of
brings
his
it.
energy, man.
Oh, that was fantastic, man. Great job. Cut it just under the wire there before Google Voice got you. So we appreciate you, Jacob from Fresno. Paul says that's commitment right there. Damn right.
Yeah, man.
That was a commitment to excellence. There. That's what
I
we
like
call
it.
that. All right, Jacob from Fresno, man. Great job. All right, next up, let's check in with one of the madest of the made men.
Love this guy.
yeah.
Love this guy. Let's go down to San Diego and hear from our buddy Mojo.
Murf, Swaggy J, Miss Michelle, what's going on? Raider Nation, it's your boy Mojo in San Diego. Man, it's always a good day whenever you get to go to work after the Raiders win, right? So, they come few and far between these days. But whenever you can go with a big smile on your face, everybody looks at you, oh, here's the resident Raider fan. Look how happy he is. They got a dub. No matter what, just win, baby. A dub's a dub. Anyway, listen, man. I wish there's a way I can incorporate some visuals here. I'll give Murf a little time right now. I want to bring up Max Crosby, man.
Oh, let's go.
So we all know how great this kid is. We know he's been great for years now. He's a face, right? Well, check it out, man. Peak Condor. This guy shows up wearing a Bobby Boucher jersey.
Oh, yeah.
Goes out, dominates the game, wins the game, closes it out with a safety. And then the guy walks off out of the locker room with his Bobby Boucher jersey on to greet his family and go home. What, dude? What? We do have one of the coolest players in the league.
We do.
Yes. Who's cooler than this guy? Anyway, be happy, everybody. A win's a win, man. Just win, baby. Mojo out.
Mama says alligators are so angry because they got all them teeth and no toothbrush.
Remember when Bobby Boucher came up at halftime and won the Bubba Bowl for the Mud Dogs?
I like Mickey Man going to show my own movies, and I liked it. That's my favorite line. I don't care.
Bobby, did they ever catch that gorilla that broke out of the zoo and came and punched you in your eye?
No. The search continues.
Oh, God.
Oh, my goodness.
Is Mojo going to be in Vegas? He's going to be in. No,
he's
he's
not
not
gonna
going to
make
be
it
there.
this
Oh,
year.
bummer.
Yeah, he's not
Lamont's
gonna
going to
make it
be
this
bummed.
Yeah, he's not going to make it this year. But him and Libby hopefully will be back with us.
Yeah,
next year for sure.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. We appreciate you, Mojo, man.
Yeah.
Great call there. And great call out. All right, next up, let's check in with our buddy Donovan.
Hey, what's going on, man? It's Donovan, man. Let me get straight to it, man. Hey, look, with that Patriots game, with the Packers game, with the Chargers game, and with the Steelers game, the defense has been showing up. This offense is not committed to excellence, man. The reason why Devonte has been saying what he's been saying, because this dink and dunk offense, while we hindering the talent on this team, it's not going to get us into the playoffs. Devonte said it's going to get to a point in time where every game's going to be a must-win. And those games start now. We already messed up, losing to Pittsburgh and San Diego, supposed to be 5-1. But anyway, let's utilize the best receiver in the league, because that's what you're supposed to do when you have the best receiver in the league, right? Jacoby Myers, we love you, but why hasn't he hit 100 yards yet? And Hunter Renfro, a receiver that influenced route running in the receiver position, why is he on trade rumors? If you don't know how to utilize the talent, just leave, bro. Just look. Look, man, this is the most talented roster I've ever seen in my life, man. And why are we hindering it, man? All right, are we trying to make the playoffs, or are we still trying to learn how to win?
Come on.
With McDaniels straight up, bro, we got to learn how to win with this dude, because I don't know how to do it, man. All right? And wild card, man. Kellen Moore, Tyrod Taylor, Shador Sanders, man. That's all I'm saying. We're going to make the playoffs, so we're good, man.
All right, there he is. Nice. And that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. That's definitive.
Yeah.
Take this damn team to the playoffs, and now all of a sudden it's a whole different conversation when we're talking about Josh McDaniels, man. So great stuff there from our good buddy Donovan. I appreciate you, my friend. All right, next up, last one we got for the night. Let's see. He is Rev Raider. He is up there in Jersey. We appreciate him very much for calling the show, and let's see what he's got to say.
What's going on, Murf? Uncle Mosh, Young Swaggo, Michelle Sweat, the F-Bomb Sommelier. This is Rev Raider calling from Jersey. Just wanted to weigh in real quick. I'm sitting here driving on my way to go pick up my son. So I just threw on the Bluetooth. But yeah, just want to talk about last week. I mean, definitely love it. We got a dub. When we get a dub, it always makes the world go brighter. Seems brighter. But yeah, I like what I saw from the defense, man. They're improving every week, you know. They're giving up some things here and there, but you know, such is life. But they're giving top effort, and I like what I see. Of course, we all know the offense has to improve. I'm thinking this week is probably going to be a whole lot better, you know, because like I'm sorry. Jimmy G ain't it. He just isn't, you know. And at the same time, I just got to say, like, I can understand the frustration with Devonte Adams, you know. Yeah, it is just win, baby. But we got to remember Al Davis also said commitment to excellence. The offense.
We don't want to just win. We want to dominate the competition. Yes.
Yeah.
Great point, Rev.
Is not having a commitment to excellence right now. And that's why I feel where Devontae is coming from. He's taking hits that I've never seen him take in his career. You know, there's a lot of stuff happening to him. He's not getting targeted. Cool, he can be a decoy, you know, to open up some other people, but he has to get his shots too. You know, and the offense will move a lot smoother, you know, if you can find him. But they're not trying to find him. Oh, and I'm very happy that Brian Hoyer came in and threw a deep ball and shows that we have the weapons to go deep. So these defenses stop adjusting to us and, like, not even worried about the deep ball because Jimmy G doesn't even do that. He doesn't throw it. Can he throw it? Possibly, but he doesn't show it. You know, but that's what I got. You know, I'm happy that Aiden O'Connell is starting this week. You know, we're gonna see what the kid has. Let's hope that Josh McDaniels actually prepares him properly. You know, proper planning prevents piss poor performance. And Josh McDaniels needs to stick to that. You know, and not stick to his own personal script of what he wants. You know. But that's all I got. Love the show as always. Hopefully we happy with another win next week. Peace.
That's a good one, yeah.
Great stuff tonight, y'all. Excellent emails, excellent phone calls. And so we always award a Sizzler Award to the best emailer or phone caller of the night. And that duty goes to my best friend and yours that adorns the Eastern Annex of the Murf's Fan Cave desk. Swag Jeff, who do we have tonight?
Absolutely. So we started off the night with some great emails. Van City Raider, Cody Gillespie, James Williams, Raider Kojo, Daniel Mangus, Hooligan Nation, Just Win Wendy, which struck an amazing conversation.
Oh, that was great.
I mean, yeah.
And Vanity Raider's email was fantastic.
Yeah, it was a good one.
They're all
too.
good, and we don't play favorites around here.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, that's very,
well, let me do my thing.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
No, you're good.
You want to fight about this
I
too?
thought we were headed another. Oh God, y'all, dads, please.
And then, of course,
radio is not fun if everybody sits around and agrees with each other.
I'm telling you.
Some of you are
but
wrong.
It might be fun if you and I friggin' throw hands.
We're not far from it.
We're not far from it. You'll end up
I'll do
in
what I
the
can.
bushes. End up in the
Chat,
bushes.
I'll do what I can.
And then, of course, we ended the emails with
Out the
Paul. The voicemails, Josh in the 703, of course, Sergeant Joe Friday, Jacob in Fresno, Mojo, Donovan and Rev Raider. So, Paul, if you're listening, we're going to do something. So, get out your cleaver there, and you're going to cut
Paul.
that sizzler right in half.
Nice.
So, tonight's Sizzler Awards goes to one on the email side, one on the voicemail side. Give it to Van City Raider and Jacob in Fresno.
Oh, yeah. I love it. I love it. Yeah.
Very cool.
Sizzler.
Sizzler. Sizzler.
Sizzler.
We are Metallica, and we are here for your Oakland Raiders!
You know why we out here, and we ain't playing around today.
From The Walking Dead to errant Jedi Knights, Raiders fans are a rogues gallery.
No, Colonel Sanders, something's wrong with your medulla oblongata.
Now I gotta go watch that.
Oh my gosh, Mojo, man, I love it.
I want to watch it right now.
I want it right now. Okay, so thank you so very, very much to all of those of you that have jumped in tonight. For those of you that hung in there through the little interruption in our broadcast, we appreciate you so very, very much. And just real quick, I won't pontificate. Is that a word?
It's a word.
All over again. Okay, thank you, Michelle. But I do want to thank everybody that supports the One Nation Foundation. And in a couple of weeks, we can't wait to present that check to the Bolitnikovs for $15,000 on your behalf. And thank you for everything that you've done to help Raiders Fan Radio. And by helping Raiders Fan Radio, you help our nonprofit, the One Nation Foundation. We freaking love you guys so much. And if you're going to be in Vegas on November 5th for the Giants game, come see us in Lot J with Fabricator Gil. Come see us in Lot H with the Raider Dad folks. Let us freaking hug your neck, shake your hand, and tell you how much we appreciate you in person. I'm going to bring a crap ton of t-shirts too. We're going to give away out there. So come find us. Please, if you see us, definitely say hi. We love you guys. Swaggy Jeff, take us out.
Absolutely, man. And thanks everyone for tuning in. Thanks everyone in the chat. Chuck Raider, Ariel Zunigas, Lala Meloso, Ron the Mater Raider, of course, holding it down. Let's see, Paul? Mojo, Kill Jadis, the grumpy ass Raider fan, Foxy Scorpio, Just Win Wendy, Raider Craig, Mojo. Thanks for tuning in. Michelle, what you got?
Listen, okay, I know I said 13-4, but listen, we're still in it on 13-4.
Yeah, we are.
It's in play still, and we will win. It's coming. It's going to be in play the next time we talk. So
I don't believe you.
Let's go. You better believe me, Murf. You better believe
that shit,
me.
Murf.
You better
I'm
believe
going to
that
fight two of you.
We take your
No,
ass.
listen, and hey, thanks again for all of the super chats that came in. You guys rule. That's it. That's all I got.
They're the best.
Absolutely.
listeners rule.
You guys do rule. Thanks for the emails, voicemails, all that.
Yeah.
Hit us up, man. If you've never emailed, called us, whatever, do that because you become a big man.
Yes.
You need it. You get it. You need a seat. You need a seat at the table. You know what I mean? So thanks everyone for tuning in for another episode of Raiders Fan Radio, where we take a lighter side journey into the dark side. Don't forget, boys and girls, what happens in Vegas is started in Oakland.
Damn
Much respect.
Get on YouTube.
Goodbye.
Adios, malingerers. Let's go beat the shit out of the Bears, huh?
My gosh.
I need a button.
Oh, okay. All right.
We all need a damn button.
Go ahead. I got ready.
Bears.
Oh,